Imagine standing at the base of the world's highest mountain, feeling the rush of wind and the sheer magnitude of nature around you. I set out to do just that, trekking to Everest Base Camp and experiencing the Himalayas. It wasn't just a journey through the mountains, but a journey into myself. With every step, I found more than just breathtaking views. I found purpose, tranquility, and a deeper connection to the world around me.
That's a view.
Through the breathtaking landscapes, the rich Sherpa culture, and the incredible challenge, I found strength I didn't know I had. This is the story of that adventure, of pushing limits, embracing the unknown, and discovering what's possible. Let's begin. Our adventure starts in Kathmandu, the vibrant capital of Nepal. I spent a short day in Kathmandu enjoying the mix of old world charm and modern chaos. I recommend exploring the UNESCO World Heritage Sites like the Swayambhunath Stupa, also known as the Monkey Temple. After a short day in Kathmandu, it was time to catch our flight to Lukla. Now, if you've seen footage of the Lukla airport, you know it's the most thrilling and most dangerous airport in the world. The runway is short, with mountains on both sides, so takeoff and landing are a bit of an adrenaline rush. Once I landed, I linked in with my experienced guide from ACE, the Himalayas. Lukla is the gateway to the Everest region. The trail from here to Everest Base Camp is well trodden with stunning views of the surrounding peaks. Day 1 was a relatively easy start to the trek. The path followed the Dudh Kosi River, and we crossed several iconic suspension bridges along the way. The scenery was absolutely beautiful. Lush forests, mountain views in the distance, and the sound of the river rushing below. As we walked, I could feel the air getting thinner. One thing that struck me early on was the friendly Nepali culture. We stopped for the day in a tea house alongside the river. Day 2 was the first real challenge, with the climb from Phakting to Namche Bazaar. The trail is steep, and as you gain elevation, the air gets thinner, so we had to be mindful of our breathing and take it slow. The trail continues along the river with even higher suspension bridges. Namche is a bustling Sherpa town and the largest bazaar along the EBC trek. It's the perfect place to rest and acclimatize before pushing further. I spent the evening exploring the town, visiting the shops, listening to live music and grabbing a drink at the highest Irish pub with my fellow trekkers. After a long and exhausting day, we bedded down at one of the tea houses to get some rest. Day 3 was a rest day in Namche to help us acclimatize to the altitude. It's crucial to let your body adjust before continuing. So we took a short hike to the Everest View Hotel for a cup of tea and our first glimpse of Everest in the distance.
Everest.
The weather was cloudy, but standing there, looking out over Everest and its neighbors, was a moment I'll never forget. The grandeur of the Himalayas have a way of making you feel small, yet connected deeply to the world around you. From Namche, we headed to Tengboche, home of the famous Tengboche Monastery. The hike took us through beautiful pine forests, and as we ascended, the views of Everest and Lhotse became more and more awe-inspiring. The monastery here is one of the most important in the region. We had the privilege of sitting in on a morning prayer session. Listening to the chants, surrounded by the snow-capped peaks, felt almost otherworldly. And it was a powerful experience. Burning sage is a spiritual practice for purification, protection, healing, and connecting with the divine. Before carrying on, we spun the prayer wheels to bring blessings and protection along our journey. The remainder of the day was relatively flat until our destination in Tengboche. On day 5, we made our way to Tengboche. The landscape started to change significantly, becoming more barren and rugged as we approached higher altitudes. The trail was steady, but the thinner air definitely made it feel more strenuous. Tengboche is a beautiful village with stone houses and an amazing view of Ama Dablam and surrounding mountains. We took an extra day to rest and acclimatize, so we took another short hike to a nearby ridge to help our bodies adjust. The skies were perfectly clear, and we could see massive mountains in every direction. Day 8, the altitude started to hit me a bit harder, and I found myself moving slower and taking more breaks to catch my breath. The landscape was rocky, with towering peaks in the distance and glaciers creeping down into the valley. We passed through the memorials of those who have lost their lives on Everest, and it was a stark reminder of the real dangers of the mountain. As we approached Tengboche, I could feel the anticipation building. It was getting closer to the ultimate goal, Everest Base Camp. Day 9 was the big day, the trek to Everest Base Camp. The weather was clear, and as we neared base camp, I couldn't believe it. We were actually here, at the foot of the world's highest mountain. The Khumbu icefall loomed below, and the energy in the air was incredible. Reaching Everest Base Camp at 5,364 meters was a dream come true. I spent a few moments just soaking it all in, feeling incredibly grateful for this journey, and my amazing guide from Ace the Himalayas, who made it all possible. After reaching Everest Base Camp, the journey wasn't over. We set our sights on Patthar, a peak at 5,545 meters that offers the closest and most stunning view of Mount Everest. The climb was steep, the air thinner with every step, but the promise of the panoramic vista ahead kept us going. When we finally reached the summit, Everest revealed itself in all its grandeur, as the sunset casting hues of pink and gold alpenglow on the surrounding peaks. This moment, where the mountains seemed to stretch into eternity, felt almost sacred. The sunset at Patthar was more than just a beautiful scene. It was a transformative experience, one that made all the effort of the trek worthwhile. The serene atmosphere, the quiet majesty of the mountains, and the deep connection to the land were etched in our memories forever.